winners never quit and quitters never win. And I'm one of those winners. I worked at Mr. Trump's house. I was getting paid $50 an hour as an independent contractor. I planted the idea in the co-founders, owners of my company, and I knew that they were the people to make this happen. And I got that phone call, and then I got on a plane, and this is like 23 years ago.
What I see on my experience, most people see a compensation plan instead of look at the product first. Look at the product that's going to make a difference.
I'm a multiple seven-figure earner with my company. Our monthly volumes are incredibly healthy. And, listen, if you stick with the right opportunity for a long period of time, you will be successful. No, but it sure did happen because I knew that one day I was going to be one of those stories.
Hello to one more show of Edgardo Valdivieso Show. And today we have an amazing leader from Florida, and he travels all over the world. He's one of the speakers, and he has so much value that he's bringing here to our community that you do not want to miss. And for that reason, you want to stay until the end and watch this video. Because if not, you might go to miss something that, wow, it might change your life. And don't forget to subscribe and give us a like because this channel is growing every single day. Okay, so welcome to the show. Ian, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. It's really wonderful to be on your show. It's been about 5 or 6 years since I was at your house, and it's a blessing. When I saw your podcast, I was like, I got to connect with you, and I got to share my message with your listeners.
I'm very excited to have you, my friend, and being here on my show, my house, and to come and open your heart to tell your story because you have so much information. When we were here in Vegas about 5, 6 years ago, with your wife. And I'm like, wow, Ian, he's very similar to me. I was just at the gym right now. I'm the kind of person nonstop, and at the gym, running, getting, the workout every single day. And we're going to talk about that, okay? But for those people that are watching, okay, because 90% of the people watching the show, they don't know you, they don't know me, and they want to know a little bit who Ian is. So can you tell us a little bit about you?
Sure. Well, I'm entering my 56th year of life. December 21st, this coming Saturday, is my birthday. And
this coming Saturday?
This coming Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Sagittarius Capricorn. How about that? All my beginnings, I'm from the New York City tri-state area. And I was a full-time athlete in my 20s. And I was always very entrepreneurial, very, very enthusiastic. And, I just really couldn't shut my mouth about things that are really going to enhance people's lives. I think entrepreneurship enhances people's lives because it gives them the time, but also health is pretty important too. So when I was a full-time athlete, of course, I was going from race to race, weekend to weekend, because I was a full-time cyclist at the time. I rode my bike 20 miles today, by the way.
Oh, wow.
And and for me, health and wellness has always been my passion. I happen to be certified in plant-based nutrition. And, I built a substantial business over the past 20 plus years around that. But for me, inspiring people to be their best self really begins with their relationship with their body and their health. And of course, the time to enjoy it. So as a lifestyle entrepreneur, Edgardo, it's really important that I really raise people's awareness and consciousness of their relationship with their life, not just their monetary life, not just their material existence, but just as a human being and how you can make an impact on your own health as well as your family's health. So, I'm going into, mid and past my, mid 50s now, and I've impacted tens and tens and tens of thousands of people's lives to really help them see that we're all potential walking around. People just have to tap into their potential. So my wife, as you mentioned, my wife is from Colombia. She's from Medellin, Colombia. We have a home in Colombia. I'm going there Saturday. I'm going to be there about 3 weeks. And it's opened up a whole new world to me. The whole Latin world is pretty amazing. We live in a beautiful part of the city. And, I have total time freedom because of the business that I've built. Because, when it comes down to it, the time with our families is your most precious asset. So as a lifestyle entrepreneur since 1995, 96, I've just really focused on helping people liberate themselves. So for me personally, it's been a really, really wonderful ride, but I'm just getting started, Edgardo.
So, Ian, tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about you. You said about your
Oh, okay.
wife is from Colombia, is from Medellin. Do
Yeah.
you have any kids? I mean,
Oh,
how many brothers and sisters you
yeah.
have? And,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
the way, I'm not sure if you said you're 56 by
Yeah.
this Saturday, 57. Did I hear that right?
Yeah. I'm going to be 56 December 21st. Correct.
Oh, you look like 30, my friend. So we're going to
Thanks.
talk a little bit more about that. How can
Yeah.
you look great at 56? Because most people are going to be watching, going to hear, they're going to see you, they're going to say, he doesn't look 56. Okay.
Yeah. I'll
And
show,
we're
I'll
going
show
to
my
talk a
driver's
little bit
license.
more about that. But
Yeah.
tell us a little bit more about you. Do you have any kids? I mean,
Yeah,
how many
absolutely.
brothers and sisters?
I have a 25-year-old son that's doing amazing in his life. I actually gave him Napoleon Hill Think and Grow Rich at the age of 8, and he's very entrepreneurial and just really living a great life. My wife has a son. His name is Esteban. He's 16. He'll be 17. He's halfway through his junior year already, and I have a number of stepbrothers and sisters and half brothers and sisters, because my mother and I moved in with my stepdad back in the early mid 70s. So I grew up in a blended family in New York City, and then we moved out of New York City to Westchester County, which is about 45 minutes outside. So I grew up in that New York City, suburb, experience, and that was great. So I'm from the Northeast, but now I reside in nice Orlando, Florida.
I have some friends there. Matter of fact, Edgar Mojica was on my show a few weeks ago.
Cool.
Okay, from Orlando, Florida. He been there
Great.
for a long time. So first of all, you say
Yeah.
you have a son which is 25 years old.
He's 25 years old. Yeah, it's just amazing.
I,
He's a vegan bodybuilder too. He's like 195 pounds.
wow. I mean, I think if I see you and your son, I will probably say that is your brother, not your son.
The people have said that, and when I was just up in Charlotte, North Carolina for an event, and he came to the event, and people are like, "Wait a second here," and I go, "Yeah, I was actually 29, turning 30 when he was born, and now he's 25, and yeah, we look like brothers."
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's great. So tell me a little bit. Do you went to school?
Yes, I actually right out of high school, I went to go play hockey in Canada. Believe it or not, that was my dream because I signed the SATs. That was my score. I was more of an athletic genius than a verbal linguistic. So I went up to try out for it was the 3 levels below the NHL, and it didn't work out for me, which was pretty heartbreaking. But that was my first experience in the obstacles in life, and that's when I started cycling, and I did go to college. I graduated college. I graduated from the State University of New York at Purchase, which was a really great experience. I actually won an award for my senior thesis because I wasn't that student. I was a C student, but I learned that if you're passionate about what you pursue, you could become successful despite your SAT score. So that was my first experience into like, wow, I could do this. So I did graduate college. And then I got into entrepreneurship when I was like maybe a year out of college. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. I got to do this.
So you did not pursue your career out of your
No, I didn't.
degree?
I got a degree in sociology, but you know what, Edgardo? I'm pretty good at talking. And so I'm pretty good at being social. So I guess I'm pursuing my degree of being social, sociology.
Okay, okay, I see. What was your first job? Tell us a little bit your experience having a job, or you never had a job.
I worked at a bike shop, when I was in my teens, because I was a aspiring professional cyclist. I raced at a very high level domestically. I've raced in Colombia, I've raced in Europe, very hard life, very tough. But I fixed bikes. I worked on professional bikes and did various things. During college, I was a fine dining cater waiter. I worked at Mr. Trump's house, in the 90s before he is who he is today. I worked at a lot of those types of homes, and I was getting paid $50 an hour as an independent contractor through a fine dining waitering, catering, booking agency. So I did that, worked at bike shops, did a little commercial TV acting, commercial print modeling jobs. I did that for 10 years when I was in college.
Oh, wow. Okay. So tell me how you got involved in business. Uh, you got involved in network marketing or was more
Yeah.
about the product, about the nutrition? Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit how that happened.
This is a great story. Okay. I
Okay.
left this out, but I became a professional inline speed skater. It's rollerblades, but with a speed skating boot, skating 50 to 100-kilometer distances. I was actually top 20 in the world in 1995, 96 in the 100-kilometer distance. And, top skaters were invited to the ESPN2 Extreme Games, the first one in the mid 90s. And on a day that we weren't racing, I met my first sponsor or introduction to network marketing. We actually went out the night before, and I was the person that got sick, and I actually did what I did on his door because we were staying at Brown University, up in Providence. Long story short, he wanted to know who did that to his door, and I said, I'm sorry, it was me. But he asked me the question, have you ever looked at a network marketing opportunity, because you have a lot of enthusiasm and I think you'd be really great at it. And I said, oh, what is it, like Amway? Because Amway is the biggest company in the world. It's still around. It's still incredibly successful. And, I'm very thankful for Amway. So he sent me the information about his company and his product. This is before phones. We didn't have any of that. And I got involved with that company, and I was
What
like,
company
wow.
was that? What company was that?
It's a company called Multipure. It's based in Las Vegas. They make a solid carbon block water filter. It's still awesome today. And
Okay.
that was my first experience in direct selling. I became the rookie of the year in that company in the first 6 months. And I'm like, wow, look at all the lights. Look at all the apartments in New York City. Everyone needs one of these. And that was my foray into entrepreneurship. And it's led me to where I am today, 30 years later almost.
Okay. Wow. 30 years later. So tell us with that company. I mean, do you make your first $1 million in that company?
No,
How
I,
good
I
you did
didn't.
there?
You want to know what's crazy? They still send me checks after 29 years. I just got a check in the mail. It was like for 200 something dollars on replacement cartridge royalty. So I'm like, wow, that's real residual income. So that wasn't where I made it big. Okay. Because I learned that hardware sales are different than, consumable companies.
But you said something very important, residual income. And I got in love about residual income because who is the people that make residual income?
Real estate, insurance professionals, but network marketing, when I learned
That
about this,
yeah. Well, the most people think about actors, about
yeah,
about
commercials.
singers.
Yeah,
They make one song, and that song plays thousands of times, and guess
right,
what? They make thousands of dollars, and you
right,
only make that song one time. When they explained that to me, I said, "Well, you know what? I'm not a Michael Jackson, okay, and I don't know how to act, so I'm not an actor, so." When they told me about residual income, you do it once and you get paid every single time someone
right,
buys something once you have good services or products. And that's how I got in. I'm real excited. I said, I can
right,
do this.
right.
I
And
said, I can do that.
yeah,
It just mattered, it's a process. It's just like your degree. I mean, your degree, it wasn't like go to school one day and get it the next day. No, that's not the way
no,
it works, right? Matter of
no,
fact,
and yeah, and let me just jump in here because listen, I've done TV commercials before. Okay, I did a believe it or not, and I'm into health. This is when I said I can't do this anymore. I did Newport cigarettes 3 times. okay, billboards, okay, and I got paid for all the usage of that, but then it ended. Okay, so commercials, they end. Okay, when people love your products, it doesn't end, which leads to like over like I'm in 3 decades of residual income from that first company. I'm no longer building that company. So there is no income like residual income. And if you create value in the marketplace, okay, first and foremost, you're the value, and then your product and service is the next level of value. So it's the delivery of that information which makes the impact, Edgardo.
100% correct. So tell me, what happened after that company? You got involved in the next company. I mean, what was the process? Because
Yeah, I mean,
all those people, but yeah, most people that are watching right now, they want to know. I mean, how to find a great company that is not going to go out of business. A good
yeah,
company has good products. A
yeah,
company, because what I see on my experience, most people see the compensation plan instead of look at the product first and look at the product that's going to make a difference.
right,
That, you know what, 30 years later, you're going to have a check, a residual income.
right,
Because you said something like myself, I haven't done anything for the last, let me see, probably 16 years on one company, and that company still have customers that they buy the product every single month, over $1 million a month. Customers, that's a
beautiful.
residual income.
It
That's what
is,
you're talking about.
it
So tell
is,
me
it
the
is.
process, because a lot of people, I mean, everyone wants to have a residual income, but
Right,
most people, then, if they fail once or twice and they give up. Tell us,
right.
what was your
Well,
story?
Well, first and foremost, winners never quit and quitters never win. And I'm one of those winners, from an athletic standpoint. For people who don't know, I'm a gold medalist and 2 time silver medalist in the sport of cycling not too long ago. So my attitude about entrepreneurship is the same grind and suffering that makes you a champion. So listen, I opted out of network marketing after my first company because I couldn't find a company that I could align myself with that met my standards. Okay. Now you've used some of my, the stuff that, I'm in, my company, and it's very, very high level, very, very high quality. And I found the right people to launch this company with going on 22 years ago. And I'm the founding brand partner. Okay. So I helped launch the company. I'm not master distributor, but I found the best people to partner with. And from that first experience, I fell in love with residual income. I fell in love with network marketing, but I wasn't going to I sell the comp plan, sell the dream if the products were mediocre. And I'm not naming companies because you know what? I'm an ambassador to the industry. I love the industry, but I have a very high standard of nutrition, organic, and all that stuff. And I knew it was possible. So I planted the idea in the co-founders, owners of my company, and they were manufacturers. And I knew that they were the people to make this happen. And I got that phone call, and then I got on a plane. And this is like 23 years ago. I mean, it's very rare that, you have the Shackleys, the Amways, the New Skins. You have people that have been with companies for like 2, 3, 4, 5 decades. Okay. We're that type of company that once people join our movement and what we're all about, they don't go anywhere else.
Okay, so say that again, because this is very important, and I have heard this over and over in the past.
Yeah.
So quitters never win. Winners never quit.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
Yeah. Winners never quit and quitters never win.
Okay, so we're gonna write it down here on the show to make
Right.
sure you have that very clear, because it's very, very important. And you said something that is very important in the industry. Okay, you said you found the company with the right product and you found the right partnerships. Okay, that's very important. Finding the right sponsor
Yep.
and go find the right people that want the same thing what you want. They want
Exactly.
good nutrition, okay? They want to change their lifestyles. They have dreams. I mean, they want to have a better life. Uh, and another thing that you said that is important, yeah, you said that will happen, what, 23 years ago?
Did.
So for the last 23 years, you haven't got a job. You haven't, you didn't, have a need to go and apply for
No, I mean,
any
listen,
kind of jobs or anything.
no, I'm a multiple seven-figure earner with my company. Our monthly volumes are incredibly healthy. And, listen, if you stick with the right opportunity for a long period of time, you will be successful. If you join the NFL, which is no friends left, by taking people to company, you're not guaranteed success because relationships are the key to this business. My boy, Joel Calandrillo, who I lived in a tiny little apartment when we were in that first company. He's with me 29 years later. He's my top leg, okay, from Brooklyn, the gift of gab. I met him at a catering job and I saw that he had the secret sauce. So almost 30 years we've been running together.
And that's the partnership you were talking about. See,
Yeah,
friendship, relationships
right,
brings partnerships, doing things together and say, hey, let's go make this happen. Let's go have fun
right.
and let's change people's life on health and wealth.
That's it. Listen, when you listen, make an impact, make an income. Not make an income, make an impact. Now, for me, my magic question is, are you open to taking your health, fitness, and income to the next level? If that person looks at me and they go like this, I say, which one of the three interests you the most? If they say all three, we're off to the races. So listen, I'm old school. I mean, I didn't have one of these phones in 1995, 96. Okay. But I had this. Okay. So I create the picture of potential in people's minds of how they could set themselves free. Not overnight, not in a week, not in 30 days, not in your 90-day run, but long-term residual income comes with long-term commitment.
100%. So tell me right now, with all the audience that are watching
Yeah.
and getting all this information,
Yeah.
tell us the mistakes that most people do. And we're talking about people approaching prospects
Yeah.
and people, the way they treat the business.
Yeah. I mean, creating curiosity and creating potential without even mentioning your company and your product. The person that knows how to be a really good communicator and asking the right questions to get the screws moving in someone's mind. Because listen, I used to go down to Wall Street. I used to ask questions all day and every day, and I got a lot of not so nice, get out of here. You know what I mean? And it's becoming that masterful communicator, asking the right questions. Okay. So I don't pitch my company. I ask questions to see where people are at. And now in network marketing in the 21st century, because I got started in the 20th century, it was like wave 3 going into wave 4. Now we're in wave 5 with all this technology and everything. But we still got a relationship with each other. So asking the magic question, I teach my whole team. You ask that question and you ask it often and you get a yes. And then we point them in the direction to optimizing their health because I'm with a health oriented company. Boom. We deliver on health and then we deliver on residual income when they're a walking billboard of potential.
You know what? You said the right thing, though, about if you ask the right question, you're going to get the right answer. And you're going to get what? The right people, too. And
Exactly.
right there, you're going
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Regret number 1. Wasting time with the wrong people. Now, I'm not discounting anybody, but being that cheerleader for someone that's not going to be a cheerleader for themselves. To all the networkers out there that are just starting out, okay? Find people, the golden nugget number 1, find people for this to be the right thing for them to be doing, okay? Now, there's some people that don't see it yet. And they become your customer and they want to upgrade in the program and become a brand partner, distributor, whatever. That's okay. But find people that are looking for what you're doing. And then you're going to save all of that time that I can't get back.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit about the influence, the people you hang out with, the
Yeah.
people you probably go have dinner or go spend time
Mm-hmm.
and maybe go have a drink. And what do you think about the influence that your circle influence that you have?
Yeah, it's pretty high level. I'm into high frequency people. I spend my time with people that are very like minded, and those that you surround yourself with determine your long-term success. If you're with people that are complainers, you're not really going to get anywhere. If you're surrounding yourself with people that are entrepreneurs, whether you be in real estate, whether you be in a business like I'm in, or you're in finance, the one thing that with everyone has in common is health. So I know I could be of value to everybody. So in new circles of people, okay, in my current circle, I'm always creating value, new concepts, new ways of living, because that's just who I am. I mean, we're actually, you and I know we're in the crypto space too. And I do a lot of educating about that. And I'm not in it to gain anything financially other than helping someone see that this is the now and this is the future. Health is the now. Making America healthy again with RFK. Oh, my own. This is going to be a tidal wave of opportunity. Tidal wave. And I've been in this for 25 years in the health nutrition space.
And you have to educate yourself, what you're
Yeah.
saying. I educate myself every single day. Instead of
Every
being
day.
listening music while I'm at the gym, I'm educating myself either on the digital, on crypto, nutrition, things that is brings me value to
Yeah.
me. And
Yeah.
that, what I know, I can give value to people that
Yeah.
is, that I'm around with.
I want to tell a brief story that goes back 30 years. Okay. I did not have the money to buy Napoleon Hill Think and Grow Rich, Wave 3, Wave 4, your first year in network marketing, okay? Mach 3 with Your Hair on Fire, Richard Blissbrook's book on network marketing. I hung out in bookstores and I filled my mind with everything that I could because I wanted to be super successful in network marketing. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in my first 10 years, okay? But I sure am a super successful today because I built into my mind that my day will come, and it will come if I don't quit. So the personal development, feeding your mind positive affirmations, reading how powerful network marketing is, how powerful being an entrepreneur is, because it doesn't happen overnight, but it sure does happen for those that don't quit.
So, did I hear that you didn't have enough money to buy that book to read?
Yeah.
And, but you were, I mean, you found the way to get the book, read it, and because you saw the value, I mean, the value of, you know, personal development
Yes.
about whatever you're going to read on that book. That's very, very important. Let's go back about a little bit about the influence because this is important. See, you have kids, I have kids.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in the influence, the people you get, you spend the time with is very important. Not only us, but what we teach our kids. What do you
Yeah.
say about that? Or to
Oh,
all those parents?
I love it. I mean, my son, when I would pick him up every other weekend because his mother and I were not together, but I 1000% in his life, we'd be listening to Jim Rohn. We'd be listening to the CDs, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, Anthony Robbins. So he was getting that. And, the impact that we can make on the young generation coming up, not just your business, but just the mindset to be a successful human being. It is our job as parents to cultivate our children's mindset to become successful human beings in society, not good at your job, but being successful people, okay? Respecting other people, learning how to communicate, and learning how to apply yourself to the world of money and how that works. So my son is crushing it because I've passed on to him what I did with myself when I was in my late teens and 20s.
How difficult that was. I
Oh
mean,
man.
because it's not easy. I mean, it's not easy as a father, you know. I mean, most kids, you know, they just want to do whatever they want. They want to hang out with their friends. They want to, they want to spend time with their friends and all that,
Yeah. Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. What would you say to those parents? How to handle it? I mean, it seems like for you was not that difficult,
No,
but
I mean, I was on my bike a lot. I mean, I was playing hockey. I was on my bike a lot. I was really focused and disciplined on sport. Cell phones They didn't exist. I mean, in 1975, 76, 77, I had Atari. I played Atari maybe for an hour a month. It wasn't like I was playing games. But and then I got very, very My parents took me to the 1980 Olympics in Lake Placid, the Miracle on Ice. Okay, and I said to my stepdad, I want to do this. We drove 4 or 5 hours from Westchester County up to Lake Placid. So I went to the Olympics. That's what started my hockey passion. Another story. Whoa, I'm going to weave this into the business, man. Listen to this. So I lived 10 miles from a rink to practice my skating because if I wanted to do this, I had to make the decision to do whatever it takes. I used to walk one way and they would pick me up later on when they got home from work. And I became the best skater ever because I went to general session, and that really transcended my entrepreneurial career. I'm like, if I want to be great at what I do as a business, I got to do whatever it takes. So hockey, cycling, suffering, overcoming obstacles is who I am today, and helping other people achieve the same.
Ian, let's talk about a little bit about nutrition.
Yeah.
How you got involved in nutrition? What
Okay.
motivates you on nutrition and focus? Because, like I said before, I mean, you say you're going to be 56
Yeah.
this coming Saturday on the 21st of December.
Yeah.
Okay, 5'6", and you look like 30 years old. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that if you go to if you go to a dinner and you say, "Son, what are you going to order?" The waitress is going to be like, "That's your son? It's not your brother." Let me tell you, it happens to me. Okay, it happens to me, and I feel proud of that. I
Yeah,
feel like
man.
it's
Yeah.
nothing like, oh, I want to be 21. No, you know what? Age is a number. It's just a number. Well, you know what it counts? How you look, how
Yeah.
good how you feel inside of you,
Yeah.
outside of you, and so you can transmit that. So tell me your story.
Yeah, well, I'm actually the fittest I've ever been. I'm actually 10 pounds over my race weight. Now, as a full-time cyclist, I was 143 pounds. My gold medal, my 2 silver medals, that's like 3 years in a row that I was the number one ranked rider in the state of Connecticut. I've been on 2 Masters national teams. I've raced in Belgium. I got involved in a crash, couldn't race in Italy. I've raced in Colombia. And it's all been about lifestyle. So for me, when I was in my 20s, I had the physical ability to go to the next level, but I opted not to do performance enhancing drugs that a lot of people that you may know got caught and did that, and they were disgraced. I decided not to go that path. I decided to focus on the natural ways of enhancing performance with whole food plant-based nutrition. Now, I happen to be certified in nutrition, and I'm plant-based, so I don't eat animal products, but I focus on giving my body all the micronutrients from plants. Now, if people eat meat, that's totally cool. But for me, the lifestyle is the key to your longevity. All of these situations that people are challenged with today, more often than not, are human dysfunction syndromes of bad food choices. So in making America healthy again, it's buying stuff that's closer to the Garden of Eden and not processed and all that other stuff. So for me, nutrition is my wheelhouse, super passionate. And I launched a company. Now it's coming up on 23 years ago, and we're rocking because, making America healthy again is going to catapult our business to the, stratosphere.
So you don't eat meat.
I don't.
Are you vegan?
I am.
Okay, so you're vegan. How long you been vegan?
25 years.
Wow, 25 years. I think I love cheese. So, and that's the thing about not being vegan myself. I
Yeah.
try not to, okay? One of my daughters, she's vegan, totally vegan.
Yeah.
Gabby is vegan. She's been vegan probably more than 10 years. I
Awesome.
think I haven't, I took meat out of my, of my life probably I would probably say 14 years ago, and
Awesome.
I feel great. I mean,
Mhm.
great, great, great. So when it comes about what you give your body, the
Yeah.
nutrition, it's very important, and teach your kids to do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Educate them.
Yeah, my son does a lot of vegan activism. He's really into, like, he shows people what happens to the animals because you eat that pain. And, for me, it's about more my physical health than the environment or the cruelty. I mean, I could get behind those too, but I explain to people that, a plant-based diet is not going to ruin your health in any way, because people go keto, they go carnivore, they do all these things that are really not normal. And if you eat the rainbow, more often than not, you'll be healthy. And I tend to feel, and thank you for the compliment, that I don't look my age, but when I'm in the gym, man, I mean, I still have that mega six pack, and I have lean muscle, and my performance is still at a top level. In fact, this was a shot of me not too long ago, so I'm doing pretty good,
So how tall are you, Ian?
5'8.5".
5.5. And what's your weight right now?
I'm 153 pounds.
153. That's pretty good. That's
Yeah,
real
I
good.
was
Okay.
143 race weight. I mean, when my wife met me, she's from
Uh-huh.
Medellin, which is altitude. I was sleeping in an altitude tent. I mean, at 46, my business was booming. I'd be training 3, 4, 5 hours a day. Okay, sleeping at 10,000 feet in my tent, and then going outside and crushing everybody because it tricks the body into producing more red blood cells, so you go faster. Okay, so I knew that she was the one when she could sleep in a tent with me with depleted oxygen.
Wow. So for those people that are watching,
Yeah,
what was your turning point in business? Getting to not have enough money to buy a book that you want to read,
yeah,
becoming a multimillionaire in the
hmm,
industry in network
yeah,
marketing.
yeah.
What was your turning point?
The turning point for me is that I'm going to do this. Okay. The decision was so clear in my mind that from not being able to afford the books to read the books at the bookstore, that I knew that if I had conversations every day, that I was going to find someone that sees what I see. And I met my friend Joel, who's a dear friend of mine, who's done, we've done $500 million in sales with our company. And long story short, it was clear as day that I was going to be on stage leading other people and helping people see the vision. See, I create big picture perspective in people's minds. My products are great. Compensation, it's the mindset. Helping people believe in thyself is the key to success in any endeavor, let alone network marketing.
How long it took you to make your first $1 million? Do you
Um,
know?
it probably took, a good 10 years.
Oh wow! It took me 9 years myself, so it's right there. It's
Yeah,
right there. Most people it takes about 5 to 10 years if they got the right company, the right product, and they focus. It's gonna take 5 10 years. And the thing is, you're gonna find people that they've been on the same job for 40 years, 30, 20, and guess what? They're not gonna make the kind of money that you can
no,
make in network marketing with the right
no,
people with the right opportunity. Okay. So give us what's the number one mistake the most leaders do to new people? And I will give you an example. For example, just painting the picture, selling the dream that they're going to become multimillionaires, like on that year, on the next 24 months.
yeah,
And it takes about 5 to 10 years. I mean, if it gets there sooner, great. But if it's not, be patient. If you're in the right company with the right product, right comp plan,
yeah.
you're gonna get there. So
You
what's
are.
the number one mistake you think most people do?
Just you're creating too big of an expectation. I don't like putting monthly dollar figures on, this is what you could achieve in your first month, your second month, your third month. I say, listen, if you commit to this business model long term and find people that see what you see, if not a greater vision than yourself, guess what? You're going to make it really big. There are people in my company in the first 3, 4, 5 months that went way farther than I did because of where the company is today, because we're a full on mature company. So find people for this to be the right thing for them to be doing above and beyond that, and you will accelerate through the plan. So I am not one of those people that says, well, look at my income, look at my earnings to date. Okay. I've been I'm going on my third decade with my company, but our plan, people are accelerating through the plan faster than I did, which is awesome because of what we have in place. So I create realistic goals, step by step. Building people builds the income. If you build the person, the income will come.
Very important. Okay, so for those people that are watching,
Yeah,
Ian, where can they follow you? On
sure.
Instagram, social media. Can you?
Yeah,
We're gonna put the links right here on
great,
the show, but can
great.
you just give it to the audience?
Absolutely. You can find me on Instagram. It's I am Ian Farrar. So I am IANFARRAR. That's my Instagram. And then on Facebook, it's just Ian Farrar. And you'll see founding brand partner of my company, my website. And you could send me, a private message, and I'd be more than happy to collaborate with you and help you achieve your dreams, goals, desires, whatever you're interested in.
What about? Do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't, but it's a blessing to be on yours.
Okay. So, and I have a, first of all, before I ask the last question,
Yeah.
anything else that you want to share here on the show?
I just really want to instill in everybody that you're all potential, and believe in thyself, and your dreams and desires will happen. Now, I was a kid from New York City that had big dreams, and now I'm living my dreams. Did it happen overnight? No, but it sure did happen because I had wonderful mentors and I had great books and great stories in those books. And I knew that one day I was going to be one of those stories.
Great, 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 great. So, the last question,
Yeah.
Ian, do you want to leave a legacy? How do you want people to remember you?
I want people to remember Ian Farrar as someone that really just brought incredible energy, positivity, and progressive thinking into their life. Okay. I want to make an impact wherever I go, whether it be someone's health, whether it be someone's potential to think differently. So I want to be one of those people that's remembered that, I left someone with a smile instead of the opposite.
Wow, you have brought so much to the show.
Thank you.
So great, amazing information that I'm very sure the audience and the people watching, they're like, man, make sure you comment here on, right here, leave any comments and we're going to answer, reply. And don't forget to subscribe and give us a like because once again, this channel is growing every single day and every single week. We bring in some amazing leaders from all over the world, from Europe, from the US, South America, from all over US. Well, Ian, it's been an honor to have you on my house, on my
Blessings,
show.
blessings,
Have a
man.
Merry Christmas.
You
Happy,
too.
Happy New Year 2025. And have fun in Medellin, Colombia. Colombia's food, people, everything's great. I love Colombia. So,
Grandpa.
my friend,
Yeah.
thank you very much once
Very
again.
welcome.
Okay, so see you soon, my friend.
You got it. Thank you so much,
God bless
Edgardo.
everyone. Bye.